I think I'm listening to your story and I can't help but think that I don't think your experience is unique, the burnout, the mental health issues. Yet when I reflect on our community or my friend circles, I never hear of the stories of sitting down about their husbands maybe experiencing this, their brothers or their fathers. This isn't a subject that gets spoken about. Why do you think that is?
It's not just cultural. This is not just a Pakistani or a Muslim issue. This is actually a phenomenon that I've seen in all cultures, in professional circles and in personal circles, in the corporate world as well. I don't know why, and you probably have to ask someone that's got some expertise or knowledge in this, but I don't know why. But society almost expects men to have themselves together, basically. You know, society expects men to be strong, to be not talk about their problems, to deliver, to be a provider. There's a lot more pressure on men. And I think a lot of the time we have to sometimes watch ourselves, be a bit more careful about how we behave and what we say. And that's a good thing. But I think generally in a society where men are supposed to be strong and we're not supposed to talk about our problems, who do you turn to? And mental health is so stigmatized. If you talk about your problems, unless you've got really good friends, but if you talk about your problems with third parties or with random people or with colleagues, they don't want to hear about it. That's the first thing. There's no support network there for individuals that are going through mental health crisis. Now, for men, that's even more compounded because of the expectations that society places upon us, right? And particularly in the circles of men, what I've found is if you try and talk to other men about it, particularly men that have chauvinistic kind of qualities, they'll almost berate you for it. They'll make fun of you for it. Sometimes they'll even get aggressive towards you. So you can't really talk to them about it.
So you don't find a safe space with them?
There is no safety. There are not enough safe spaces for men to talk about their problems. We are not promoting enough that it's acceptable and it's okay for men to talk about what's going through with them, and that their problems are not just, they're not alone. Problems are not just isolated to them. All men go through these kind of issues. All men go through crises in faith or their jobs or whatever, and have challenges with family and marriages and whatnot. There's no support network available for men. In fact, on the contrary, if you talk about it, you're seen as weak. Men are programmed to not show even the smallest glimmer of vulnerability. I feel stupid or silly if I make myself vulnerable in front of certain people in certain circles. I'm beyond the point of caring. I frankly don't care anymore, because I want to be true to myself and I don't want to put a mask on my face, basically, which is what I see with a lot of people around the world that I work with and also that I interact with on a daily basis. I choose to be who I am and true to myself, and if people don't want to accept it, that's fine, that's their problem. And if that means they don't want to be my friend or don't want to work with me, then fine, so be it. I'd much rather be around people that actually accept me for who I am. But I see it all the time. No one really wants to basically connect with you and really hear about your problems. And that's particularly the case with men. So there's never been a safe space. There are very few safe spaces for men to actually talk about their issues. And that's something that's the reason why I decided to do this with you. I mean, this has not been easy for me. But I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to put myself here right now, make myself vulnerable, say that it's been hard. And I know I'm not the only man that's gone through these kind of issues. I know because in private circles, men have spoken to me, but privately. not willing to talk about it publicly, but privately said, I've gone through my issues as well.